Newly installed internet cameras are rolling. Volunteer election monitors are watching as Russians go to the polls. It may all be too little to prevent the expected flurry of fraud allegations after Sunday's vote. In Moscow, the middle-class opposition movement that sprang up after December's allegedly rigged parliamentary election is already planning a rally in the centre on Monday, planning to reject the result. Because no one doubts who the winner will be.
We all know well that the election of the president is the most important internal political event. Economic policy, education, healthcare and demographic issues depend on the president. I'm sure people will take all of this into account responsibly, and I'm counting on high voter turnout.
Beyond the near certainty of the result, this election takes place in an atmosphere of unfamiliar political uncertainty. There is a growing urban middle-class challenge to power, and even among Mr. Putin's traditional support, there is less devotion than there was. People will vote for him again in large numbers, but that's because, once again, for many, there really isn't much choice. Putin's veteran challengers include the nationalist Zhirinovsky, a 3 times past distant runner-up. There's the Communist Party leader Zyuganov, a 4 times past election loser. Former Speaker of Russia's upper house, Mironov, is considered a Putin supporter anyway. The only newcomer is billionaire businessman Mikhail Prokhorov.
Our citizens have actively become involved in the political battle, and I plan to create a new political force. It will be absolutely new. It will unite our citizens on the principle of civil responsibility.
He will attract support in the big cities, but is expected to win only a tiny share of the vote nationwide.
I'm for Prokhorov, because out of all the candidates, he's the most decent.
We are only human. We are not always happy with everything, especially with our leaders. There is no country in the world where the citizens adore their leaders. Putin is doing something, not just talking about it, so I'm happy with that.
By the end of the day, it'll be clear that the current hand-picked occupant of the Kremlin will give way to the once and future President Vladimir Putin. But in future, power may be less than absolute. Jonah, Al Jazeera, Moscow.